Right, hello YouTube once again. Welcome back to more From the Depths. So, today, as said, we're going to be building the second of our space fleet. We're going back to space. We're going to build an actual space combat ship, nevertheless. I'm going to stick with the sort of same idea, with the sort of structural girder, and then sort of lightweight frame around that, but the actual internals, I imagine, will be quite a bit different on this one. We're going to try and keep it light. It's going to be trying to rely primarily on speed and altitude to avoid damage. And the fact that most conventional armaments, I don't believe, actually work in From the Depths' space. Or they don't work quite the same at any rate. And we'll have a little bit of armor potentially on the bottom to also try and protect it. Quite a long structural girder. But it's something reasonably solid, so metal. Fit some kind of magazine at one end, engines at the other, and power plant at the other. Perhaps AI at the front as well. Let's take this one in the testing bit. Testing. Space destroyer. It's not going to be a huge one, but this will be one of our main space warships. So. Let's see, power plant. What do we... I think RTGs are a bit too expensive to justify for this. They're fine for the non-combat transport. I don't know that they're necessarily going to be enough for this. Well, not they're not going to be enough. We could certainly make them enough, but they are expensive. I mean, if we have 4, that's what, 20,000 already? Yeah, hang on. That's not too dreadful. The RTG's not actually that much. Is it just the batteries that are expensive? That's 60,000 for, what, 3 times 3,000? No, 4 times 3,000? Times 3? What would that be? 9,000 times 4, 36,000 power generation a second? That's not bad. The batteries, they're really expensive, because the other ship was quite a lot by the time that was done. Was it the ion engines? The electric engine itself is not much. What about the engines? How much are they? Oh, okay, it's the iron thrusters. Okay, yeah, so the ship's not... Actually, yeah, we could do RTG. That would keep supply lines very simple. Just, they'd only need materials for ammunition. You do look great. I was going to say, heck, we could make the central column out of them, but that's probably a bad idea. We were looking at... I'm trying to think what we've got materials-wise. We've got about 2 million commodities, and we've got quite a lot that's tied up in weird places in our other refineries, I suppose, so we're not too short on resources. Tell you what, if we keep this one quite light, actually, we will do RTGs, but we'll do, what I'm thinking is we'll just bulge it out by 1 meter. And then, now I have also been considering installing some mods potentially at some point in this playthrough but specifically the Mega Blocks pack, so there's some more stuff we can build from. Or I think it's the Mega Blocks pack 2 now. I think they're just in an updated version. Right, resources. We'll actually make sure we have enough power to run this thing constantly this time, because there was a power drain issue with the last one, most definitely. Not sure how well the transport can actually power itself. Yeah, if we do like that, that'd be tremendously cheap, but it's also not horrifyingly expensive at the moment, I must admit. So we have 9,000 output, effectively. Leave that open for a second while we get some thrusters on. The most powerful thrusters will be at the back, and we'll have... Maybe for pitch and that, we'll just have 2... A large one at each end, maybe? That's what I'm thinking. We'll actually integrate the yaw thrusters straight away on this one. Actually, no, we'll do those last. Not the yaw thrusters, The strafing ones. Actually, we'll do as last because we'll need to install weapons, and I don't know quite where they're going to go. Similar sort of setup for the frontal block. Also, if you're already down there commenting, maybe let me know what you think of doing more of these episodes on building in real time. Like I say, I was trying to speed it up a bit with the really big projects like the battleship, but for these little ones, I can definitely do it in real time. That's nowhere near as much of an issue. I think what we'll do... We'll still make our own. It'll still need to be a little bit custom anyway, because it's going to be a slightly odd form factor. I think we'll do a... Nope. Nope, not done yet. Don't drop it. Input selection, and we'll have our maneuvering card as well. I should just set it to a behavior card. We'll probably need to build this one from scratch. Oh, where's the expansion card? Am I going mad? I thought there was a blank one. There we go. Right. We'll also preemptively add a little bit of space for detection systems, because we're going to actually need those on this ship. Preemptively chuck a whole bunch on. 35,000, yeah, it's not that much at the moment. This thing could reliably deliver some missiles or something. Whatever weapon selection we choose, but I think it's probably going to be missiles on this. Makes sense, a space weapon. Yeah, if I could do a very cheap weapons delivery platform, that wouldn't be bad, honestly. And rely on speed to protect it primarily. So yeah, do that. Then we have maybe a second layer of alloy. It's not tremendously strong, but I've heard a lot of people don't like it, but I personally been pretty okay with it so far in our playthrough. Then at the front we have ammunition and resources. That was not the way I wanted it to be, like that. Yeah. A bit vulnerable, but it's also right at the... It should also be quite hard to hit the very front of it. Apart from, I suppose, maybe potentially with a few shells. We'll leave that like that, assuming we're going to add some AI systems in there. Oh, actually, I know what should be at the very front. A braking thruster. It's supposed to be 6 axes after all. Yeah, we'll also presumably do something like that, actually, and have our stone thrusters, so I'll actually want them there so we can move the gap. Same at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, I think we have our control. If we also have the... we're going to have some resource on board anyway, so I think if we have a single large jet might be enough to take it off. We're spending a ton of money just to get it off the ground. Tell you what, we're going to want strafing thrusters anyway, aren't we? Let's actually... Instead of having the sort of pods like we had before, let's have them merge directly into the central beam. And we'll reinforce the sides on the sections that have had those. So that should neatly integrate the extra thrusters. It's not adding too much to the cost. Again, I'm surprised how cheap this is, but I suppose it's normally weapon systems that are expensive. I might even be tempted to reinforce that beam for a heavy alloy beam. Just that very central bar, I think that might be a good idea. Make the core absolutely rigid, even if it adds a bit more weight. Trying to balance this between strength and lightweight. Very fitting for a spaceship, I suppose. But yes, for one of the... I think I did like the second time, we should use a chunk of heavy armor. Right. And these will be... Push a preset. Push a preset. All of these, of course. Whoop. I'm so glad they added Control Z to this game. Just be like, nope, nope, fix that. Undo this. So it's not how I meant this to go. That's the last one. Save. Right. Let's fund that AI. So we'll do some neatening and things later, but for the moment we're mostly trying to get it working. Oh yeah, right, it's got no maneuvers in it. So, we want... Yes, circle the enemy for now. Got distance. Yeah, combat altitude. 1,000 meters. Try 1,200, assuming that isn't ignoring vertical height anyway. We can fly, we can turn the spot, we can straight in, we can strafe, we can reverse, and we can control altitude. Maneuvers, 6-axis. No, we can't do it though, we can't roll. That is something we need to fix. It's maneuvering nicely. Hell, it's lightweight at the moment, at least. This is one exception where we'll have a bit of a thruster pod, because we actually do want these to be able to roll a preset spread to neighbor, not push a preset. Hey, we're ascending. It's quick. 50,000 resources is cheap too at the moment. If we keep it that way, this could be quite a good craft. How we're looking for power usage, because we may have to add more RTGs. We're using a bit. Let's see the rate at the moment. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to need a little bit more power output. Not quite sure we're going to fit more RTGs, whether we're going to have to... We are going to have to side or externally mount some, or... No, we can extend the nose, I suppose, although I don't want to do it too much, because that'll start to pendulum sort of swing around the place. How many would it take to get it refilling faster? I might have to rebuild a whole section. Sort of depends a bit how many thrusters are burning, really, doesn't it? Looks like basically 2 more, or 4 more, I should say. Just 2 more. No, yeah, 4 more. 4 more should have it working reliably. Okay, what we can do in that case is maybe even take these off and have a bit of a plus section in the middle here, so like that. Try and keep this one fairly balanced, because that seems to improve the handling a lot compared to the other one that's a bit wobbly. Not tremendously expensive, it's not even 100,000 yet. What we'll also try and do is add a PI, to the PID a little bit, and I'm going to save again with this, because I know this has screwed things up before. Right. A little bit more chill. It's a little better. Okay. It's not perfect, but as long as it's working reasonably well. Roll, I can only assume, is going to be about the same. Yeah, I think part of what's helping here is that it does actually have the power to do what it's trying to. I think it's just the AI that's a little bit weird at this point. Was doing the last of it. Right. Let's try and give this thing a bit more of an appealing shell, shall we? And by appealing, I mean also functional. Right. I have to redo these bits. Oh, no, not that. Right, so I want that there. Go back on. Corners. A smooth shape. Well, it's sleek looking, if nothing else. But how well it'll actually perform in combat, I have no idea. But in theory, just being in space should be reasonable protection. But Again, that's something we'll have to actually do a little bit of testing on, because I genuinely don't know how well this is going to work, or how reliably for that matter. Right. To be a little bit different behind these because the shape is not identical on both sides. Right. Yeah, do that for the connecting joint. Here, but I have a feeling this is going to have its own. Yeah. That covered there. One moment. Jump cut. Yes, also realise this is not going to work quite right because we're going to have to put something there. Going to get a bit heavier is the only slight unfortunate thing here from having the casing, but it probably is best to protect at least the most vital parts of the ship. Okay. Need specific armor for those. I might even use the tops of those R2Gs as some kind of turret mount. We could maybe put some simple weapons on it. Maybe small laser like point defense or something. Yeah, it seems to be settling down a bit. Maybe it can handle it a bit better now. It's a little bit chunkier. But we are going to try and keep it balanced, because that is, I'm sure, helping. Right, actually, yeah, those need to come off, because that needs to... Actually, yeah, where am I... How am I going to design the coverage around these? I guess like that. Yeah, it's about that. Actually, it's meant to want to be one of those. This is that one. Fill that. And good. Yeah, that's fine. That can go off the side of the flat plate. And we want the same thing up above, basically. So we want that there. And we go there. Same out at the bottom. And it's not the most thrilling commentary, but I suppose it is accurate. I definitely do something. I think one thing that I've got down a little bit with the channel that I maybe will try and stick with a little bit, apart from, you know, if it's really bad and there's but like when we've had building things that gone on for ages, I'm like, I'll skip a little bit. Is trying to show a little bit with the game of like with the games I play, of just some of the more everyday stuff where it's just like, yeah, this is something that there is a bit of, like there is a bit of like, oh, we've got like with the campaign, it's like, oh, there is actually quite a lot of just moving units around and just management stuff, and like, oh, now I need to build something that's completely unrelated to combat, because at the end of the day we do need resources and we've got to gather them, kind of thing. Or in this case, it's like, oh, building the ship, there's a little bit of just like figuring out where on earth am I going to put all this stuff. Right. Okay, that's all good. Yeah, I'll leave a hole in these. I think we'll use these as turret mounts, since they've already sort of naturally come out looking a bit like them. And we'll maybe just do some simple weapons turrets or something. Give it a little bit of additional firepower alongside whatever missiles it ends up carrying. It's not that expensive really at the moment, and we can always use it as a bit of a template as well. It's a very basic vehicle. Right. We need some weaponry. I think that is that is what we're doing at the moment. So let's add those the all at once. Should have great coverage. I think we'll use something quite low gauge for these turrets. So we might do something like maybe just the octuple. So a nice reliable gun. They do reasonable damage. Not tremendously expensive. And then we'll have missile launch as our primary weapon. I'm going to design these as lightweight, high-velocity missiles that are designed to attack things roughly underneath. So we'll maybe do them as like missile pods, perhaps? Like two pods coming off the main ship. I'm going to try and keep them balanced as well. Yeah, so we'll do that. And we'll go... let's see, how do we want to fit these missiles? Look like quite a lot, but they're going to be small. Probably actually want to move these back, if anything. Let's have another girder frame. Yeah. That's redundant, but I might actually want them mounted centrally, those pods. Yeah, let's take those off and attach it. I could mount them directly downwards, but I think I'm going to mount them forwards and then have them basically on a quick turn. We're gonna copy what we've seen very recently. It might need to be longer than that, but we'll try this. So what I'm thinking is... Oh, there you go, that'll be fine. So, short-range thruster. Don't think fins work in space, so we'll do a turning thruster, then fins. Just a single fuel tank. One turn. Not even going to bother with prediction guidance, and they will be... How do you steer if you've got a thumper head? Actually, I have no idea. We do need something to track with. Shape charge head, single pixel IR seeker. Looks at a few targets in a narrow detection angle. So that would... Okay, so that would actually... That might work for one turn as well. So interceptor... Laser designator. That would be a good idea, actually. And two explosive. We'll do explosive and a narrow angle frag. We'll set that to like 5 degrees. So it won't be hugely powerful, but focus all that firepower into a single P. How many fragments does it launch? 8. There's some damage each. We'll try that. It'll be a 1 second thruster activation delay. Yeah, how many seconds of fuel we've got? Fuel's just duration in seconds, 200. Oh, turning thruster fuel. Wait, where's the burn time? Hang on. Variable thruster. Oh, thrust duration, 18 seconds. Well, the missile only lasts 10 seconds, so we'll do free space used for explosives. Actually, let's do reinforcement. Let's make these a bit harder to shoot down because they're not very big. Not sure it'll make much difference, but... How many seconds of fuel have we got now? Either way, I think it's enough that it's not going to matter too much. So we'll still do the delay. We'll have a practically no kick-in delay. Say these as mini bombardment missiles. Like the save button gets squashed more and more. That's quite cute. Right. Then we'll load. Same thing. To there. Copy the wall. And then we'll do... We need AI. We need a local one. Oh, we'll need a transmitter on the mainframe as well, now I think about it. Missiles will also want friend or foe and staggered fire. It can be set quite low, but we don't want them all launching at once. Yeah, then the AI is going to need the transmitter. We're also going to need detection equipment, because I also realised we haven't done that. I might even put that on the side of the roll thrusters. Seems a good spot to me. Right. We'll lose those in exchange for that. Right. Save vehicle. So if we put it on Godly, and then we spawn a good old-fashioned Marauder. What? No, not a Mistrader. Marauder. A target that does not want to be fighting my ship because it does not have a way to fight it. Nowhere near. Ah, that might be the lack of targeting equipment coming into play. Yeah, I think that might be the fact we have no targeting equipment. Oh no, it's because we have no laser designators. Of course it is, yeah. No, that's completely my bad. We haven't got anything to track with. Keep it balanced, we'll have one on the top and the bottom. Oh, but they aren't tracking well either because they don't have a line of sight. Oh, yeah, they got it for a moment there, but they're not tracking properly. Okay. Yeah, let's add our own detection equipment on quickly. Add our actual detection equipment on. I think it is. We'll use a camera on the sides. Focus primarily on camera control. Or visuals, I suppose I should say. There shouldn't be much up here to get in the way of that. Yeah. Why are these not rotating? Are these not also under control? The reason those are not firing? Or were they, and it was just because the target was dead? They are firing. It looks to be working reasonably well. One thing I think I do need to do is get it moving a bit more. It's supposed to be circling. Which it is currently not doing. It's just sort of sitting in place and engaging. Is it because it's at 1200? Is that why? Roughly. Oh. Because the behavior's not active, that's why. Okay, it's fast. 95. 99 meters a second. Still landing hits? Yeah, looks like it. I think it does need a bit more material storage just in case, because it doesn't have a huge amount. Or it doesn't really have any resource storage on board, so I might also add some... Yeah, maybe some, like, side strap-on tanks. Oh, they're the wrong size for symmetry, of course. What I might, in fact, do then is have a couple of strap-on containers, but only a couple, rather than the multiple that the transport has. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so a little bit more storage. It's probably overkill, if anything. Let's actually reduce those. Let's go to... Come on, I want to do this... They're all 2x2, aren't they? I'll tell you what we can do. Yeah, that looks okay. We have 4 of those, and then... Yeah, that was good. The wood effect is a little out of place, but doesn't look too strange. Let's also build a bit of a casing now over these launchers and make that mount look a bit more natural. Right. So make sure we have a little bit of space around that, so we can get a good line of sight. I think it is around these. We'll have a so a bit of space, so that they can freely pick targets even at quite an extreme angle. And we'll also need to do some testing against something that can shoot back. But I say this has gone quite smoothly, this bit of designing today. We're almost there already. Tell what we could do there. We could do a... Yeah, say it with me. Oblique panels, my favourite. This can be... Oh, actually, no, because we've got that. Yeah, no, that looks okay still. Those at the side, and then we have the... Yeah, it is still alloy. Okay, I thought I put metal in there for some reason. Oh, wait, no. Space for formula beam? We use a formula beam. We might also have an actual pillar going through the centre of there to make sure that they're not super easy to snap off. Yeah, in fact, I think what I'll do is we'll go and then and we'll go and we'll yeah, we'll decorations the girder frame back on. Also, yeah, we'll do this trick that we've done on the radar mask because I quite like the look of it. Do something to armor the back of it. Might even attach the roll thrusters to the outside of these. I feel like I might be in a better spot there. Place this bit first, so like that, and then like that. Yeah, now the downside is those missiles can't fire forward, so what I might also do is, on the off chance something in space actually comes to get us, let's also have a forward targeting lens. The Scarlet Dawn do exist. We will have to face them someday. That gives us a little bit of extra targeting, and then we'll decoration that in to make it look a bit more like an enclosed firing tube, like director tube, or whatever you call it, lens. Actually, yeah, we could also do... I don't even know if glass actually blocks these. You might even be able to put them in and not even have a problem, but we're going to decorations it just in case. Yeah. I think we're about done. It sits at a weird angle. That does appear to be its holding angle. God mode off. Let's put in something like a, I don't know, a lacquer? I don't even know what that is, but let's put in something a little bit more advanced, and let's see how vulnerable to fire we are, or whether just being so high up is enough to protect us. This is like a, I thought it was a missile, it's a antenna. Yeah, this is like a missile corvette. I really like this, actually. I like the Steel Striders designs in general, but... we do need a seat, that was the other thing. Oh. A little bit of splash from the missiles there, but it seemed to be going off on us, so... Not the most accurate missiles, but they'll be fine against larger targets. Let's add... Oh no, we can't add ejection, can we? Nice and manoeuvrable, though. They've got a different targeting type. Radar decoys shouldn't be able to throw these off, because they're entirely sight-guided. We're not taking any damage up here, though. I think we are, at least for this target, we're too fast, or maybe have to spawn something bigger. I think we would be in trouble against lightning hoods, but of course they're all dead. But we may have to keep in mind we might have a bit of inherent weakness to energy weapons that can instant hit us, but that's going to be true for any slightly fragile craft. But it has bought us a good turn of speed, being lightweight. We do a lot of speed. We're at 93. I'm getting the occasional explosion close to hull, but I think that's more our own missiles getting directed off and blowing up. That is starting to become a bit of a worry for me, the amount of times that section's being struck specifically. Not too sure how much we can do about that. We instead do no start delay. Almost instant ramp up. They still hit. Not too sure how well those are hitting or not. Let's have a look. Oh no, they're still hitting. Okay. Not burning a tremendous amount of ammunition either. Yeah, okay. That seems to work okay. It seems to have resolved that issue fairly swiftly. Yeah. I think we'll call that there. Hopefully you've all enjoyed this. I've certainly enjoyed making this. I may be trying to remember to paint this thing between episodes and maybe add a little bit of decorations, but I'd say a little space destroyer is good to go. In fact, as a little bonus thing before I end the episode, let's show off a fellow spaceship. Because I know the name of this one, even if I can't remember what it's called. It's the Oplak. It was actually above us. Oh shoot, I think we might be about to get shot. Yeah, this is a Scarlet Dawn. Well, it used to be a laser. It doesn't look like it is anymore. This looks like a... That's decoration, so I actually don't know. Is it a railgun now? Used to be a big space laser. Used to look a bit like a squid, if I'm thinking of the right thing. However, despite its impressive durability, it doesn't seem to be able to hit me, so we should be a good counter for ships like that. Dang, it's tough. Is it made out of heavy armor? Well, we're struggling a little to hit it, but I suppose it isn't really the sort of thing we've designed this thing to fight. But yes, there are other spacecraft out there. Oh, maybe it's a giant pack cannon. I'm definitely seeing pack components. Or oh, those are railguns, right? It's definitely a railgun. Yeah, I think their tracking's not the best, but they're cheap. There's lots of them, and it's designed to attack surface targets that aren't moving particularly fast. So, oh, we got some hits. It clearly can hit it. How did we do? Yeah, we knocked a chunk out of the ring, not bad. Yeah, so, right, we'll call that there. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you all again next time, where we'll maybe try and deploy some of these. We'll try and get some of these out into the field pretty quickly for testing and see how viable, I guess, our space fleet is feeling. Oh, it might be a bit of a laser lock. That might be why it's not working so well, but yes. See you guys next time. Goodbye. That's the pause button. Goodbye.